Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. And today I'll be reading an Albedo accessory by me. So let's get into it. When you first watched Albedo from afar, all you knew about him was that he was a genius alchemist. That was what everyone said and what everyone knew, at face value at least. But others who were closer to him, others whom he knew closely, had some other things to say. And when you slowly got closer and closer to him, you realized there was much more to Albedo beneath the surface. And that's when you slowly started falling in love. And that's when you got into a relationship with him. It was much more fun than you had realized initially. People often branded him as scary or a little bit too clinical. But he was none of that. There were many more layers to him that people did not uncover, and you had very much fun discovering on your own until he had one day told you and asked you a question. Wayan, you know what I am, don't you? Yes, Albedo, and I've told you many times, it doesn't matter to me what you are. You're Albedo to me, okay? And I love you for being you, not who you are or what you do. You said, while he just sighed softly, shaking his head. It's not about that. I believe in you, and I trust you as well. But if I ever lose control, Wayan, I want you to stop me, or at least get someone who can. He whispered quietly. He had no idea what brought this on. Why was he thinking that way? You just hugged him tightly, shaking your head. It won't ever come to that. Trust me, Albedo. I know you, and I know how strong you are. Besides, I don't see why would that happen, so there's no reason dwelling on it, okay? Trust me. He just sighed softly, knowing there was no more discussing this with you, and that you would believe what you wanted. So he just nodded quietly, kissing your forehead. Yeah, I'll trust you, Ayan. I always have. But perhaps his words were closer to a reality than you could have ever thought. Because a few weeks later, Albedo started acting off. It was just soft putting things at first. Things that were small enough to let go by and let pass. Things that didn't seem like a big deal. Like maybe forgetting things that he shouldn't have, or maybe being a little bit more snappy than usual. But he just thought that he was busy at work, that the responsibilities were getting to him, and that's okay. It happens every once in a while. It can happen to everyone. You yourself can recall events where your own life had become so stressful that you can't even act like your own self anymore. So surely that was it. It's not like you could have known. When everything went down, when everything was ruined, and when you should have stepped in. Until Clea was crying, telling you that Albedo had hurt her. Albedo never in his life would have hurt Clea. And that was the first time that you realized things were horribly wrong. And it was a sign that things were only bound to go for the worse. So you quickly tried to find him. And as soon as you did, and you tried to talk to him, telling him that this is not who he was, that he should stop this and put an end to it, you couldn't handle it. You couldn't handle the idea of having to stop him, of all people. So maybe there was a way of breaking out of it. Even if there wasn't, you're willing to try and figure one out right now. Because Albedo did not deserve to be hurt. He deserved so much better, and so much more kindness than to be defeated. You wanted to save him, just like you wanted to save everyone around him. He deserved to be saved, and you were going to do your best. Even if you end up getting hurt, you had one goal in mind. You were going to honor Albedo's request in your own way. So, when you got punched in the chest, perhaps that was not part of the plan exactly, but you knew it would come to that. And that's when you realized you also had no idea how to stop him, and were not capable, physically, at all. It wasn't like you could run away either. If you ran away, he'd follow you into Mondstadt, and you'd have no way of stopping him if he hurt anyone else. So you stayed there, trying to talk him out of it, desperate that anything will get to him. Albedo, do you remember when you first started dating? Or our first, and before you could even continue, you received another hit. You coughed up blood, knocked against the wall, as you teared up, crying softly. Albedo, just try to remember with me. You can do it. You can gain control again. Please, I need you. Clay needs you too. Everyone does. You said, trying not to be selfish. Trying desperately to remind him of everyone, and to give him one more chance. Even if he took you down with him, you'd be glad that you tried your best. And that's when he completely stalled against you, as you let out a soft breath. Feeling like you were mostly unconscious, he dropped his knees, holding you close. And that was the first time you saw him cry, as he apologized, over and over, stroking your hair as he held you, and kissing all over your face. And then he started healing you. After it was all over, and you were conscious again, he looked guilty, telling you to leave him, in case anything like that happens again. Telling you to apologize to Clay for him, and take her away, because he can't be with her when he's so unstable. But that's when you held his hands in yours, kissing him even though you were tired, your body exhausted. Albedo, I'll be with you until my last breath, and I mean it. So there's no escaping me, and no escaping Clea either. Trust me, I'll make sure you never hurt her, or hurt anyone else. I did good this time, right? So you can trust me to make sure you won't lose control. I'll be there with you again, no matter how many times this happens. He tried to reassure him, but he just looked even more guilty. Leon, I already hurt you once. I can't let myself hurt you again. So what if you hurt me? It's fine. I want to be there for you when you need me. And if that means I'll get hurt, then fine by me. Just let me be there, Albedo. Please. He begged, and one look into your eyes, he knew there was no winning this. But part of him felt so relieved and happy that he could count on you being by his side, that he didn't have to win this battle, and he could lose if it meant staying by you. He hugged you close, kissing you, and nodded into your shoulder. If that's what you want, Juan, then I'll stay. Just promise not to let me hurt you again. Or at least do your best. Well, I can promise that.